and Assalamualaikum. My name is Noor Syahirah Binti Amran. I'm from class MC2425A. The purpose of making this video is I want to complete my subject task, which is Mass Media and Society. Today I'm going to talk about Utusan Malaysia. As we know, Utusan Malaysia is a Malay language newspaper published in Malaysia. Distinctive for its blue masthead as its logo and trademark, Utusan Malaysia was first published in Jawi on 29 May 1939. The founder of Utusan Malaysia was Yusof Ishak. Yusof was a well-known journalist and co-founded Utusan Melayu. He started journalism after he graduated from Raffles Institution in 1929, and in 1932 he joined Warta Malaya, a well-known Malay newspaper company at that time. Okay, what I'm gonna talk about is, as we know, the closing of Utusan Malaysia. The issue has made all people wonder about it. So, I'm gonna talk about that issue, which is Utusan Melayu became an influential medium for all the people to voice out their opinion towards the ruling of the British government in Malaya back then. All the major Malay newspaper this decade were founded and controlled by non-Malay, but Utusan was the first to be owned by Malaysia. Back then, Utusan Melayu was written in the Jawi script. The Utusan Melayu was a newspaper that championed Malay rights. As stated in the newspaper first issue, it aimed to be a newspaper that served the bangsa, the nation, the race, and the religion, and to excel in that field. Okay. Back then, Utusan became one of the official organs of the Japanese military administration. It was renamed Berita Malay, the Malayan News or Malayan News, and published mainly Japanese propaganda. In 1956, the Utusan decided to move its operation to Kuala Lumpur. News share were issued to cover the cost of setting up a new office in Kuala Lumpur. Most of the new shares were subsequently bought by UMNO, allowing it to take control of the newspaper as the biggest shareholder. Today we can see the greatness and the fame of Utusan Malaysia after all the difficulties. Utusan now is a well-known newspaper, and people continue to buy newspaper from Utusan because of trust. Trust is the most important thing when you buy a newspaper. The news serve. Okay. However, recently, Utusan Malaysia has been rocked by the sudden closure of company. The closure has sparked a lot of speculation and question marks to the public. This is because the company is a well-known newspaper company in the country. Okay, maybe people's wondering about the factor why the Utusan collapsed. Okay, factor that affecting the downfall of Utusan Malaysia is because of their loss. Okay, the company is no longer able to shoulder the burden of its debt. Between RM 240 million and range 340 billion. Utusan Melayu post net loss of RM 3.89 million in the second quarter ended June 30, 2019, compared with a net profit of RM 18.85 million a year ago, due to reduction in publishing, distribution and advertising by RM 37.96 million. It announced its operating loss was RM 3.86 million compared with the operating profit of RM 18.84 million a year ago, and it said the second half would be very challenging as it faced cash flow constraint. Its revenue fell by 59.4% to RM 25.91 million from RM 63.87 million. Loss per share was 3.51 cent compared with the earning per share with 17.02 cent. For the first half, it posts net loss of RM 12.08 million compared with a net profit of RM 13 million in the previous corresponding period. Utusan also said that its revenue fell because due to the distribution of tutor guru and e-paper. So it is impossible for the group to convince potential investors to revive the business. A few potential identified parties had declined to participate due to the group's huge liabilities. Okay, this is the factor why Utusan collapsed. Maybe because of so all this thing has led to the company's inability to pay its staff salaries. Hundreds of its staff, including journalists, graphic artists and photographers, held a protest outside the company headquarters to demand for their outstanding salaries and severance payments. All this thing has made the company collapse. This is the factor why Utusan collapsed. Okay, next, because of the issue, there's a few effect from Utusan Malaysia. Okay, for example, ex-Utusan employees struggling to find jobs. Okay, the company has taken steps to manage its finance, including slashing staff numbers at the end of the last year and selling assets to increase cash flow. This is where many people got fired, and it is not easy for people to find a job. Okay, at this point, who wants a 40-year-old when there's 1,000 of young graduate out there? Who wants a 40 years old? From journalists, graphic designer. In the blink of an eye, they lose their job and their source of income. All its 862 employees have been told to go on forced leave until October 30, 2019. Besides, because of their loss, Utusan was released from Bursa Malaysia, totally released, where it had been listed since 1994. Its financial restructuring plan. So this is the effect. Many people lose their job, and who wants a 40-year-old? 30 maybe still can be considered, but 40, who wants a 40-year-old journalist to work at their place? So the solution is Utusan Malaysia will continue to operate under the management of a firm reported recently, and it was overtaken by Tan Sri Syed Mohtar Al-Bukhari. Syed Mohtar is en route to becoming the biggest media asset owner in the country. He is believed to be the owner of TMR Media Sdn Bhd, which published the business newspaper The Malaysian Reserve. Several companies linked to Syed Mohtar are also believed to be shareholder in Utusan Melayu. So this is the solution. Recently, Utusan Malaysia has been bought by Syed Mohtar, and from my opinion, I think that Utusan Malaysia should focus only to the global news, local news, and not just for politics. And the conclusion is, Utusan Malaysia should be recognized as a national treasure, not just a Malay's important institutions. The newspaper should be a voice speaking Malaysian, because the reality of society has changed. So to have the demand of the Malays. The envoy should not only focus on the political sensation. Many things can be highlighted, and there should be neutral from government and political parties. UiTM Shah Alam, political and social media analyst, Associate Professor Dr. Sarah Chinasamy, emphasized that it is important for the Utusan being free from any political party if it wanted a media freedom. The media in the country should take precedence over Utusan problem. So this is the lesson that every newspaper company should take from Utusan issue. So I hope this video will clarify the Utusan issue and brings benefit to the people out there. So I'm gonna end this video with Assalamualaikum and thank you.